everybody. Hope everybody's doing really well today. I'm here to do another newly released or upcoming releases coloring books video, and I'll talk about 10 books today. I don't believe I'm talking about Coco Wyo just because I feel like that's a whole separate video of its own. They have produced a lot of really cool things, so definitely check them out. But I will, again, talk about 10 books, none by Coco Wyo. I will link everything down below, so if you want to take a look, just look in the description. And while chit-chatting, I'll be coloring in my Coloring Heaven Fairy Story Special by Fabiana Attanasio. So this picture's already made an appearance on my channel. I was coloring in it, I forget what video. I think it's maybe the video of like the books I'll never purchase video, which by the way, thank you for having such a positive response to that video. But anyways, the first book I wanted to talk to you about is actually quite interesting. And speaking of Coco Wyo, so they put out a book a couple month ago, called, I think, Spooky Girl or something like that. What is it called? Yes, it's called Spooky Girl. And it's been super popular. And I don't own it, but I've seen really positive reviews, really cool images done in there. So when I was looking at new books and I saw a book called Spooky Boy, I was like, okay, like, are they ripping off Coco Wyo? But the art looks original. It is by Lainey Dow, and it was released July 29th. So my feeling, and please let me know if you know otherwise, is that maybe Lainey Dow was the artist behind Spooky Girl. I don't know, because Coco Wyo doesn't list the artist that worked on whatever book they published, right? So I have a feeling maybe Lainey Dow was the artist behind Spooky Girl. And maybe they decided to publish something on their own because Spooky Girl did so well. I don't know. That's just my feeling. Let me know what you think. Have you heard about this book? Because it looks really cool. And the art style is very similar to Spooky Girl. So Spooky Boy is $4.17 in euros. Has 40 single-sided images, no duplicates, and it just says, not a common jump scare. Spooky Boy coloring book is a story of a little psychic boy and his adorable cat through his daily life filled with spooky creatures, creepy crawlies, and ghosts. Okay. There's even creepy unicorns. I don't know what that is, but that sounds precious and terrifying at the same time. So if you liked Spooky Girl, give this a gander. Let me know what you think of it. Do you think it's the same artist, or am I imagining things? Because I know that happened to Jade Summer, right? Because they had, I think, 2 of the latest artists that they were working with decided to go solo, as you would say. So I wonder if that's what's happening here as well. So that one looks really cool. You can see a couple previews on Amazon. The next one is from an artist that I've never heard before, or I mean, it's a company. It's called Sharpen That Pencil. I don't know. Have you heard anything about them? I feel like this month I've found a lot of like, who are you, like not who are you, that sounds rude, but like new printing presses. I've never seen anything from Sharpen That Pencil, but it's called Ballerina Land, and it's a coloring book. It says has 50 pages of unique designs, perfect as ballet dance recital gifts, which is quite specific, but it has some quite sweet pictures according to the back. I don't know if it's Shutterstock. I'm not an expert on Shutterstock images, and no duplicate pages. Again, 50 images, and it says unique and original hand-drawn illustrations you won't find anywhere else. So assuming that is true, then it's not Shutterstock. And the images are a little bit more on the simple side, but who cares? They're really cute. And yeah, it's just a bunch of little like pictures from dance recitals. The backgrounds are a little bit on the more simple side, but still really, really adorable. So if you enjoy dancing or dance artwork, these are really sweet. And again, take a look at this book. Let me know what you think. Is this Shutterstock, or should we believe them that the images are original? I want to believe. Okay, I sound like Mulder here. The truth is out there, but I want to have faith that they're not ripping off somebody else. Let me know. Do you have any books from Sharpen That Pencil? Are they just maybe a new printing company coming onto the scene? Yeah, always curious. I love when new companies kind of appear. I feel like Coco Wyo really came out of the blue and just basically took over the coloring book game. So all for that. Moving on to a book by Ava Brown. So a company that I think everybody knows at this point. And the book is called Secret Garden Fairies. So sweet. Came out on July 30th. And currently $427 in euros. And there are 30 images, but you do get doubles. You get doubles. No, you get doubles. So overall, you're gonna get 60 images. They are single-sided per usual, and then you also get a digital copy, so you can print off the same page multiple times if you feel like trying different techniques, or you feel like you somehow messed up a page or whatever, you can access the digital copy. So on Amazon, you can see preview of the 9 images, and they look super cute. There's a lot of florals. If you're not a floral person, tis not for you, basically. Like, there's a lot of floral. A lot. And there's some cute animals, there's some frogs, there's some insects, there's a picture with a cute kitty cat. So definitely very, very sweet. And I mean, by no means is it as detailed as like a Kirby Rosanna's page, but it's still not super simple coloring. The line work looks to be pretty thick, so I think you would be able to use alcohol markers, but also I think colored pencils would be a good fit in this book as well. So it looks really cute. I'm a sucker for floral, so I guess maybe I'm a little impartial on this book. But I mean, especially with summer, which I know is kind of slowly coming to an end, which breaks my heart. But yeah, if you love a floral, check it out. I might take a look at this one as well. I don't own anything by Ava Brown, but this one looks like a good one. And they're also very fairly priced, especially for the fact that you get 60 images. I mean, 30 with duplicates, but still. The next book is a pre-order. It's coming out October 30th of this year, and it is called Christmas Color by Number, and it's part of a series. It's the Serious Color by Number collection. I hope that made sense, but this is Christmas themed. And I've seen other books from this series before, and they all looked really cool, and I've seen some completed pictures. I don't own any, but the feedback that I've heard and seen has always been positive. So there are 60 Christmas-themed artworks to color. Wow, 60, that's a lot. Simply match the numbered section to the colors in the key, from the merry red of Rudolph's nose to the deep green of a Christmas tree. Now, if that doesn't get you into the holiday spirit, I mean, I don't know what will. And it's almost 100 degrees here today, and that still put me in the Christmas spirit. So they did very well. Kudos to their marketing department, or to their content writer, whoever created that little blurb. Delightful. It's listed at 13.17 euros, which is kind of on the pricier side. I think it's the most pricey thing I've talked about so far, but considering that there are 60 unique images, so no duplicates. That's not that bad. And again, even though this book is new, you can take a look at some of the other ones they had in the series before. It looks like they have 19 books in the series. So maybe you can look at the reviews for some of their previous books to see if people are disappointed, happy. But again, I've seen only positive reviews about some of their earlier releases. Then moving on to another pre-order. It's coming out December 13th of this year, and it's by Claire Teresa Gray. Haven't seen anything else by her before, and it's called Woodland Watercolor, a coloring book. So I'm gonna go on a whim here, crazy estimate here, and say that this book is meant for water-based mediums like watercolor. I know, wild assumption here, completely crazy, but no, I'm pretty sure it's a watercolor book. And the cover looks adorable. It just gives me like feelings of like 1,000 Acre Woods. That's the one with Winnie the Pooh, right? Is it 1,000 Acre Woods? Just very rural, like cottagecore, just cozy, and yeah, just very, very sweet. Unfortunately, there are no previews on, I almost said Instagram, on Amazon except for the cover. But I'm assuming maybe closer to the release date, they will release some images. So if it looks good to you so far, maybe just like flag it or add it to your favorites or something. So when it's closer to December, when the book is released, you can double check to see if it's truly something of interest to you. I don't actually own watercolors. I would like to one day, especially after the move. So maybe I'll pick this up closer in December or guilt somebody in my life for purchasing it for me for Christmas once I actually have water mediums to use in the book. But of course, you don't have to use water mediums in there. But I'm also assuming it means it's going to have nicer paper. So love that. So again, Woodland Watercolor coloring book by Claire Teresa Gray, which also stunning name. Next book for 2023, so also a pre-order. It's called Enchanted Coloring, Inspirational Artwork to Spark Your Creativity. It's by Tansy Willow, and it's going to be released June 6, 2023. I don't know if I mentioned that. The current price is €10.57 in euros. And it says, escape to a secret magical kingdom populated by unicorns, mermaids, and magical creatures. Oh my. Fans of creative coloring will find great pleasure in decorating these richly detailed, elegantly rendered artworks. Oh my. I don't know how many pages there are or how many images, doesn't specify. Overall, the book is 64 pages, so maybe 30 images. However, it does says that the reading age, whatever that means, when it comes to a coloring book, is 6 to 10 years. So maybe it's going to be more on the simplistic side. That's going to be my assumption. So again, since this one's not coming out till next year, June. I said January, June 6th of 2023. Oh my gosh, that's almost a whole year. Oh my goodness. So definitely have plenty of time for them to post more previews because currently there are none. So if that sounds interesting for you or any little ones or adults in your life, maybe just flag this one and come back closer to June 6th of next year, which is again nuts to me. Gosh, that's so far away. But yeah, flag this one so maybe you can check it out closer to the release date. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds nice. Magical kingdom populated by unicorns, mermaids, and magical creatures. Yes, please. Absolutely. The next book is called Baby Animals, and it's by Smithsonian. the Smithsonian Museum. So I've talked about the Smithsonian coloring books on here before. They had like a bird one. I think they had an outer space one. And this one's coming out March 28th, also of 2023. And it says, take a tour through the animal kingdom guided by the Smithsonian National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute. That's a mouthful. And meet its youngest members. Adorable. Baby animals, fabulous. And it says it's going to have giant panda, Komodo dragon, Asian elephant, white Napa crane, red panda, and many more. Doesn't specify the number of pages, but overall the print length is 80 pages. So maybe 40 images, assuming they're single-sided. I don't know. It doesn't specify. It says it's also going to have some fascinating and brief insights. So I'm assuming it's also going to give you some blurbs or information about the animals that you're coloring, which is fabulous. If you don't feel like waiting until 2023, check out some of their other books. They definitely have been putting out I would say like 1 or 2 books a year. Ever since I started doing these videos, I've seen some of their new releases. So, and they always look really, really interesting. So give the Smithsonian a chance. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this book is $15.35. A little on the pricey side, but I think the paper's, I mean, it's not Amazon printed paper. So hopefully it's a nice thicker paper. If you have any of their previous books, how was the paper? Let us know down below. Love the sharing of information that quite often happens in the comments. So all for that. And then trotting on along to a book that's coming out September 23rd of this year. Can you believe it? Actual 2022. And it's called Beautiful Portraits, Realistic Adult Coloring Book of Women, Girls, Fairies, and so much more. And it's by Cindy, I'm going to butcher the last name, El Sharouni. It's probably not how you say it. It's $14.89 for the pre-order price. And if you go on Amazon, you can see previews. Love it. So they are single-sided and they are stunning. So they are grayscaled and again, stunning. Really, really beautiful. It is a little bit on the heavier side for the grayscale. So if you're not a grayscale fan, I don't know if this will be for you, but they are beautiful. And there's some florals. There's like a butterfly, at least in one. There's different like headwear, like there's a hat. Yeah, definitely really, really beautiful. There are, let's see how many images. 30. There's 30 images. Lovely. I was about to make a sassy comment about how, they don't even list it. But no, 30 images. They're hand-drawn portrait illustrations. You can tell they're beautiful. Have you seen anything from this artist before? I haven't, but I'm also quite new to grayscale, so I've never really sought out grayscale books. So let us know. Again, let's gossip down below in the comments. Have you seen anything from this artist before? You know, do they have an Etsy or kind of, what's the status basically? But yeah, it looks really, really cool. If you like portraits and grayscale, then I think this is a wonderful one to pick up. And again, it's coming out on September 23rd, which I would like to think is far away, but I feel like it's gonna sneak up quite quick. Yeah, I can't believe that it's already August. I feel like summer just begun, but yeah, I don't know. Summer's really flying by. The next book is one that I am really excited about. The book is called Scandinavian Folk Art, and it is by Jessica Mazurkiewicz. Again, potentially butchering her last name as well, but I have her Huga book and I love it. So I'm really pumped for this one. I just really like her art style, and I'm also a sucker basically for anything Scandinavian themed. It's like for some reason a weak spot for me. I just love the art style. I like the folk art. I just think it's beautiful. So really interesting to see this one. And it's with Creative Haven, which I of course forgot to mention. But it's with Creative Haven, so it's going to have their standard 31 images, single-sided perforated pages, no duplicates. It's going to be released April 12th of next year, so quite a long wait. Creative Haven does tend to announce their new releases quite far in advance. And currently it's $737 for the pre-order price, so love it. I will be pre-ordering this one without a doubt as soon as I know my address in the US after I move. But yeah, it's a really cool one. And I mean, Jessica Mazurkiewicz has a standing reputation as being amazing. So you can have full faith in her abilities, and you know that, again, it's original art. You're supporting a legitimate artist and a legitimate business, which it honestly feels like is getting harder and harder with the amount of fake coloring books that are on Amazon at this point. Whenever I'm putting together like these lists, I have to dig through pages and literal pages of just like fake coloring books or like stolen artwork or just Shutterstock images that are like crazy blurry or anything like that. So anytime that I see a legitimate coloring book, I always want to shout it out and give it as much support as possible, because yeah, these poor artists are having their work stolen left and right. And yeah, I don't know, have you been on Amazon lately and kind of noticed that there's been such a huge spike in all of the fake coloring books? I don't know. It's a lot. And then the 10th book I'm going to talk about is also by Jessica Mazurkiewicz. And it's coming out February 15th of 2023. Another lovely pre-order. She's been busy. And it's called Happiness is Homegrown: Fabulous Fruits and Vegetables. So if you enjoy fruits and veggies, 'tis the one for you. I mean, the cover alone, first of all, makes me hungry. And second of all, it makes me want to color. Like, it's just so vibrant and colorful and just amazing. It will also have 31 images, again, single-sided, perforated, typical Creative Haven paper, which is nicer than Amazon printed, but I mean, not great, but nicer than Amazon printed. And pre-order price is listed at $709. So yeah, I mean, she's been so busy. I love it. I think she recently had a book come out, like something about nature. The cover is like green and has a woman in a field. It's either just come out or it's coming out. So Jessica Mazurkiewicz has definitely been kicking butt and taking names when it comes to creating new books. This one is one I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm not really a big fruit or vegetable colorist. It's just not something that I'm immediately drawn to, but just I'm amazed by the cover, by the vibrancy and just how joyful it is, which I don't know if it's like silly to say about a picture of fruit, but I think it's it's a really happy page. So basically I'm going to keep an eye on this one to see if they upload some previews, in which case I'll check it out. So this one is not an auto purchase for me like the Scandinavian Folk Art, but my interest has definitely been piqued. It just looks really cool. And I think it's coming out in February, right? Yeah, so you'll have it for spring, which I feel like if I was to color like fruit and that kind of stuff, spring is probably going to be the time with Mother Earth coming back and, you know, defrosting and everything. So we'll see. But yes, this picture is coming along very slowly. Still most of it left to go with these little doodads and everything like that. I am terrified to do the skin tone. I don't really have any good like skin toned pencils. I'm also just not really experienced at skin tone, so we'll see how that goes. But so far I'm liking it. But yes, thank you so much for watching. And again, I will link absolutely everything down below. If you have any questions or comments about anything, feel free to leave a comment. And then I will see you in the next one. Bye.